Most traders have no clue what a market structure shift actually is. They'll see one candle poke above a high and suddenly it's like, oh, market structure shift, bro, breaking market structure, but every single week they keep failing and blowing accounts. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down what a market structure shift actually looks like in ICT terms with a liquidity sweep after a displacement and whether I actually care if it's a valid break of structure or not. I'll show you guys my simple sequence and the checklist that I use to determine whether it is an actual market structure shift or not. Then we'll jump into a few chart examples so you can differ between fake market structure shifts and the market structure shifts that actually move the market. If you haven't already watched the Liquidity 101 video yet, I suggest you go and watch that one first because this sort of comes after the liquidity video. Okay, so what actually is a valid market structure shift? Okay, so first of all, it's not every single break of market structure that you see in the market. It's not every single swing high broken to the upside. It's not every single swing low broken to the downside. It is a shift after and only after liquidity has been taken. It comes with a clear displacement after liquidity has been taken, not inside of a choppy sideways market. It signals a potential reversal, not just a continuation. So without the liquidity sweep and without the displacement, it's simply not a valid market structure shift. Okay, so here's the exact market structure shift sequence I use every single day in the markets. Okay, so for number one, we need to see liquidity get taken. We need to see a valid liquidity sweep. Then after the liquidity sweep, we need to look for a displacement. So for example, London low gets taken, sell side liquidity. Then we're looking for that bullish displacement to the upside, sharp move. You need to see big bullish candles after the sell side has been taken. So within the displacement leg, you should see a market structure shift or a structure break. So again, in this bullish example, London low has been taken. You've seen the displacement to the upside, but within that displacement, you need to see a swing high, which is just a free candle swing. I'll show you guys later in a moment. You need to see that swing high broken to the upside. Okay, then last but not least, we need to see a fair value gap. Now, if you don't already know what a fair value gap is, I'll show you guys in a moment when we dive into the chart examples. So if there's no fair value gap within the displacement leg, it's not a valid displacement and it is not a valid market structure shift. So we need to see liquidity get taken, then the displacement that shows intent, then the market structure shift confirms the shift, and last but not least, the fair value gap gives the entry. So if the sequence above is not there, then I simply do not call it a valid market structure shift. Okay, now my rules for a valid market structure shift. We'll start with the must-haves. So first of all, we need to see a clear liquidity sweep get taken first, and then we need to see a strong impulsive move with big impulsive candles. That is your displacement leg. Then it needs to break a proper swing high or swing low, depending on the trade direction. Again, example, London lows get taken. You need to see strong impulsive bullish candles, and then you need to see a break of a proper swing high in a bullish example. Then onto the disqualifiers. So if it's inside of choppy price action and then you see the market structure shift, it's not a true break in market structure. No prior liquidity raid. If there's no liquidity sweep, it's not a valid market structure shift. Only wicks poking the level, no body close. Now, whenever I see a short-term high or short-term low with the wick, I won't take that trade. But if it is a intermediate term high or an intermediate term low, that's when I will take the trade with just a wick market structure shift. Again, I'll show you guys what a short-term high and a short-term low is, and the difference between them and intermediate term highs and intermediate term lows. And then again, similar to the first one above, if it's just within a range, if it's just chopping about, it's just noise. It's not a real break in market structure. So if it doesn't fit any of these rules, it's just noise, not a valid market structure shift. Okay, so now I'm going to show you guys a few chart examples, but first I'll show you guys what a short-term high and short-term low market structure shift is. So the short-term low market structure shift or a bearish market structure shift is when price is just trading in a clear uptrend and then we take a significant point of liquidity. Could be these buy stops here, it could be any buy stops off to the left in price, like a London high for example, and then price just breaks a swing low, which is a free candle swing. You've got one candle with a higher swing low on the candle. The middle candle, which is the actual swing low, needs to have the lowest wick, and then the third candle needs to have a higher low wick. Again, I'll show you guys in a moment what it looks like on real candles, but you need to see a short-term low broken to the downside, and then after that short-term low has been broken to the downside, after the sweep, you want to see a retracement into a bearish fair value gap, and then you're just looking to take a short to internal range liquidity. It could be one of these higher lows. Then for your short-term high market structure shift or a bullish market structure shift, you just need to see price trending with bearish momentum. We take out key point of sell side liquidity, could be London lows, Asia lows, it could be just these simple sell stops, and then price displaces above this short-term high. Again, it's a free candle swing. I'll show you guys in a moment what that looks like in the candles if you don't already know what a short-term high looks like. And then after the displacement, you just want to look for the retrace into the bullish fair value gap and target internal range liquidity. So retrace into the gap, that's where you're going to enter, and then you just take full TP inside of a premium of the range. If you're taking buys, you're buying in a discount. You're taking shorts, you're selling in a premium. Okay, now intermediate term high and low market structure shifts. So market's trending in a bullish trend, making higher highs, higher lows, and then price creates an intermediate term low. So you've got a low, you've got a lower low, and then you've got a higher low, and then price breaks a significant price point in buy side liquidity, or sweeps buy side liquidity, should I have said, and then reverses to the downside, breaks the intermediate term low. So essentially what an intermediate term low is just, yeah, so you've got a higher short term low to the left of it, and then you've got a higher short term low to the right of it, and then the lowest of the free swing lows, this is your intermediate term low. And then as soon as price breaks this intermediate term low, that is classed as a significant market structure shift, more so than the short term low being broken to the downside. So whenever you see an intermediate term swing low get broken, that is more significant, and that is typically where you'll see bigger moves in the market. So again, after the intermediate term low has been broken, you're just looking for the retrace into the bearish fair value gap, take a short, and then for an intermediate term swing low getting broken, you can take first TP at internal range, and then you could leave a runner for external range, because again, like I say, when intermediate term low is broken to the downside, that's where you'll typically find the bigger moves. Okay, now here is a bullish example. So price is trending lower, bearish trend, takes out London lows again, just for example, and then you've got your intermediate term high, gets broken to the upside. So again, a bullish, or should I say an intermediate term swing high, is just where you've got a lower short term high to the left of it. Bro, where the fuck's the highlighter? There we go. So you've got lower short term low to the left of it and a lower short term low to the right of it, and then the highest swing of the three is your intermediate term high. So when price breaks that specific high, you're looking for the retrace again into the bullish fair value gap, and then same as the bearish example, the bullish example will yield in bigger moves to the upside. So for intermediate term highs being broken to the upside, again, you just want to be taking around 80% off internal range liquidity, and then you want to leave around 20% of your position running for external range, again, because intermediate term highs being broken or intermediate term lows being broken lead to more significant moves in the market. Okay, so now that you guys understand the framework of intermediate term highs and short term highs and lows, I'm going to show you guys a few examples in price of these being utilized in market structure and how price delivery delivers efficiently to buy side and sell side liquidity. But first of all, for those who don't know what a swing high is, it's a free candle swing. So the first candle has a high, that wick high right there. The second candle has a higher wick high. Notice how this wick's high is higher than this high. And then the last candle, which actually forms the swing high or completes the swing high, has a lower candlestick high in terms of the wick. So it's just a little free candle swing, and then the candle in the middle, this is your swing high. I will make a deeper breakdown video in the future specifically on fair value gaps only, but real quick, it's just a free candle structure, same as a swing high, swing low, just utilizing free candles. But this time, the first candle's wick high does not surpass the third candle's wick low for a bullish fair value gap. So you take candle number 1's high to candle number 3's low, and then if there's a gap between those 3 candles, or the candle number 1's high and candle number 3's low, that is your bullish fair value gap. Then for the bearish fair value gap, it's just the opposite. So again, first candles swing low this time to the third candle's wick high. So first candle's wick low to the third candle's wick high. If there's a gap within that range, that is your bearish fair value gap. So in this example I'm about to show you guys, we are actually utilizing a bullish fair value gap on the higher time frame. And fair value gaps on the higher time frame, for example, this is a 4-hour time frame. This is going to have such a high significance on the lower time frames, such as the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minute time frames. So we'll go down to the 1 minute time frame now and we'll see the respective price action. So this red box is just that bullish fair value gap that I've just showed you guys. Price is trending lower, making lower highs, lower lows. Notice how this high rebalances in imbalance. Whenever you see a swing high rebalance in imbalance, that is labeled as an intermediate term high, and the same for short. Whenever a swing low rebalances an imbalance, that is a intermediate term swing low. So again, price rebalances the imbalance, putting in a swing high. It's not a short term high, this is an intermediate term high. Again, it doesn't have a lower short term high to the left of it and a lower short term low to the left of it. That would usually make an intermediate term high, but what also makes an intermediate term high is when it rebalances in imbalance. So price breaks that to the upside after taking out sell side liquidity, all these short term sell stops. Boom, you see that displacement breaking above that swing high. Notice how it's just a wick. It doesn't need to be a body close because this is an intermediate term high, not a short term high. Then lastly, what you're looking for to validate this as a bullish market structure shift is that it has the bullish fair value gap, and we can see that it does have so here. You're essentially just waiting for the retrace into the bullish fair value gap, and then that is where you're going to take your entry, and then you're just targeting stops at the lows first of all, and then you're just targeting the opposing side of liquidity. For example, price takes out sell side liquidity, you get a buy model after the valid market structure shift being bullish. Then you want to target buy side liquidity, and you can see how price action respects bullish market structure and delivers cleanly to buy side liquidity. Okay, so now I've shown you guys a bullish example, I'll show you guys a bearish example now. So number one, you want to see that liquidity sweep get taken. Price trades above this swing high, buy side liquidity gets taken. Number two, you're looking for a displacement lower. These big down closed candles, that is your displacement, with a gap validating the displacement. That is what we see right here. And then you want to see price break below a short-term low or an intermediate term low. Again, even better if it breaks an intermediate term low, because that's where you'll typically find the bigger moves in the market. Now, this low right here, again, is an intermediate term low, because from what I showed you guys earlier, it has a higher short-term low to the left of it and a higher short-term low to the right of it. Then this lowest swing low in the middle, that is your intermediate term low. And not only does it break it with a wick, it also breaks an intermediate term low with a body close. Now that is a significant shift in market structure. So whenever price retraces into the gap, you want to go short right there, stops at the highs, and you're targeting sell side liquidity. You see TP would have been smashed within one candle, but if you're targeting lower, happy fucking days. For my trade plan, this is not valid because this is pre-market. It's not from 9:30 AM Eastern Standard Time, but I mean, if this was during my hours of trading from 9:30 to 11 AM Eastern Standard Time, I would have taken this trade, and yeah, you can see how the respective price action respects sell side delivery until sell side liquidity gets taken. Okay guys, so here's another bearish example. So number one, we've got the liquidity sweep. Price is trading above those buy stops. Number two, we need to see a swing low broken to the downside with a sharp displacement. Now notice how this swing low in particular, it rebalances these imbalances on the left. So as soon as price breaks this specific swing low, again, that is an intermediate term swing low. It's rebalanced the imbalances. So as soon as price breaks that, that is significant. So after the shift in market structure with the displacement, you're just waiting for the retrace into the bearish fair value gap. You're going short there, stops at the highs, and then you're just simply targeting sell side liquidity. Buy side liquidity gets taken, you're looking for a short to target sell side liquidity. And you can see how market structure holds bearish until sell side liquidity gets taken. If you want a deeper understanding and gain more knowledge of these specific concepts, I do run a one-to-one mentorship. So if you are interested, I've put more details in the description. Also, I do run a free Telegram group where every single day I'm dropping in my daily bias and my thoughts. So every day, Monday through Friday, I drop a short little 2-minute recording of just talking over what I'm seeing in terms of price action and what my higher time frame bias is. So I'm doing that every single day, Monday through Friday. Also in the free Telegram group, I'm dropping in the liquidity levels that I am expecting to get taken during that specific trading day. Again, I'm doing this Monday through Friday. And there's just a ton of other free value inside of the free Telegram group. So if you're interested in joining, link is in the description. Again, it's totally free. But other than that, guys, that wraps it up for this video. I'll see you guys all in the next one.